Phineas Filch.
Objection!
Wait. What? What? Oh. Then... Mr. LaBelle wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
Objection!
Why, you tricksy little tanuki! Explain yourself! Now! Sir, the prints are mine! I mean, I did fell for that hand cream from Mr. LaBelle after all! So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber? So what if I did? Got a problem with it? Yipes! You're an idiot. You fool of a tanuki! I'm so completely confused right now. Order! Order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean? Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the chamber. Wait a second. Does this mean that Tenmataro holding that staff was Phineas Filch? Yipes! Another cat out of the bag! Mr. Filch is Tenmataro! This whole court is out of order right now! I don't understand! Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer? That would be one hell of a twist. If that was the case. The witness will explain himself this instant! Begging your pardon, your honorship, but I was just doing what the alderman told me. He wanted me to beat Tenmataro in the village exorcism ritual. Oh, you mean that event at the Ninetales Veil Festival? So that was you inside the Tenmataro costume? Yep. And after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it bored me to tears on the account of wrestlers being complete jobbers. So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match. That's when I looked at the Tenmataro costume and got a great idea! Wait, what? Nobody can tell me it's me while I'm wearing it! And because of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word! In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible. Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place? That's what I want to know. 'Cause of the treasure in there! I thought that was my big chance to sneak on in and nab it! I thought the costume would be the treasure, but I guess not. What's the treasure? Treasure? It's the greatest get-rich chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there. He went in there not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it. Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in. This whole case is blown out of full proportion right now. I could get through the air vent in the foyer. The fence left to the alderman picture. I went in and made a nice little hole. Used that to get into the air duct that leads to the Forbidden Chamber, I did. You what? But how's that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. But how did he get out? Oh, wait. I got an idea how this could work now. Like, let me just... Mr. Filch, he, no, that doesn't make sense. The door would be locked. I'm still completely confused. And that's how he got from the foyer vent to the forbidden chamber vent? So Tinmataro is nothing more than a cat burglar. Or rather, a tanuki burglar. And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the alderman's murder. Looks like your so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer? I got out of the costume right quick! Would have just caused trouble at that point! And where's that costume now? Heck if I know! And it ain't my fault if you never find it! The police have searched every nook and cranny. No yokai was found in that manor. No yokai costume was found left in that manor. What if it was tossed outside the manor? Ah! Wait! That open window! Oh, no way! But maybe, just maybe! That's completely insane. The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on then, Mr. Justice. Okay, here's what I think, but it's kind of absurd. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here?
Take that!
Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor. You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny! So why would I do something like that? I can think of a few reasons. Any bright ideas, Apollo? Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you. Ya do? This evidence proves you got rid of your Tinmataro costume right through the window. Pretty sure it's that, so might as well just...
Take that!
Take that! Ah! That's... Tinmataro flying through the sky? And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window? It's quite simple, actually. That's not Tinmataro in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Filch threw out. Aw, that's crazy talk! You ain't serious, are ya? There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Tinmataro really was a flight of fantasy. What? Yikes! Oh my, so there really never was a yokai. Ah, I can't keep any of them cats bagged. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume? This more than proves the defense's position. Jinxie Tinma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting. Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill? Yeah, the one with the, like, who killed him? None whatsoever. I'll deal with that tricksy Tanuki after I've dealt with this case. We did it! Good going. Now all we have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand.
Objection!
Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? That's what I would like to know. Probably the same way he got in. The chamber's air vent. It's pretty high up there, Apollo. And what of the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent.
Objection!
But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside, so what you're saying makes no sense. Right? Humph. Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right? Yep, that was Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open. Mr. Blackjack? What? Who the heck's Mr. Blackjack?
Hold it!
Hold it! Yeah. Sprung right open. Who was on the other side? Didn't get a good look at on the account of the sudden glare. Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark? That's random. That's when I snatched that staff and made my daring escape. And then that little May gal spotted me as I hightailed it down the hall. That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered. But wait. We still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber.
Objection!
Well, you little Tanuki. When the Forbidden Chamber door opened, did you see the accused passed out there? Nope! Only one was there was the alderman, and he was dead as a doornail. If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to? Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going. Me neither. Ah! Don't tell me! Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused Damien Tenma! Ah, jeez.
Hold it!
Wait a second! There had to be someone else besides Mayor Tenma there! Really? And who might that be? Oh, well, that would be... It seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence. I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention for details. Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact! He's got a point there. He's got a point there, Athena. Sorry. Guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena. We're definitely onto something here. We are? Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The Fitz would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber. And by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up. Ah! Not that insufferable! Very well. The court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up? Oh, yeah. Well, the guy that did it, but remember that he said that he was with, remember that, Florent LaBelle said that he was with Mr. Tanuki? Yeah, that don't add up anymore. So, take that. Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime? Yeah, he did. True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at the time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. Ah! Florent LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch? I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here neither. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button his lip about me breaking into the forbidden chamber. And in return, he said we'd vouch for each other's alibi. Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know. Aw, shucks. Mercy, your honorship. Mercy! I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication. I see. We will take a 20-minute recess. After which time, we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself. Yes! We're finally going to drag that slippery snake into that stand. In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations. Sweet. That takes forever to type in, I think, now. We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court! Yeah. Hey, why the long face? I can't help but feel I'm missing something very important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack. You really are a worrywart, aren't you? It'll be fine. That mystery figure who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch had to have been Florent LaBelle. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though. At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next, so chin up, Apollo. That was the shortest 20 minutes ever. I think the 3-minute break was longer in the last courtroom. Holy crap, that was short. Oh, now he's got his hair dyed green today. Imagine that. Court is back in session. Our next witness is... Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter. It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment. Surely you jest. I will hold you to that promise. Remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent LaBelle, his personal aide to Mayor Tinma, or should I say, the accused. Ouch. Like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. Well, what business do you have with me? You want me to tell you what you look like right now? You look like Beetlejuice. Or the Joker. No, the Joker! With the purple suit and the green hair? Yeah, that's... You look like the Joker. Actually, that's like a perfect match for the Joker. I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible. Ear baldness. Ah, right. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi, and for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand. To think I'd be associated with this entire lurid affair. Well, I'm not. So may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to.
Objection!
No! No! I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed? Don't say you've committed yet. Witness, you who are being accused of perjury. This is your last chance to clear the air. Fine. The truth is I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. What? You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry! You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime? Pfft, peasant! How dare you accuse me?
Objection!
Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence!
Enough jabbering! Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused, not the accursed, rests in our hands. Begone, ye cowardly heart! The battlefield hath no place for ye. Again? Oh my! Spare me, please! Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen. Eventually. So much for sturdier shackles. Seriously. Yeah! Jeez, man!